Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
ಕೇಂದ್ರದ ನೂತನ ಕೃಷಿ ಮಸೂದೆಗಳ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಸಿಡಿದೆದ್ದು ದೇಶದ ರಾಜಧಾನಿ ಮುತ್ತಿಗೆ ಹಾಕಿರುವ ರೈತರ ಹೋರಾಟ ಈಗ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರವನ್ನು ಇಕ್ಕಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸಿಲುಕಿಸಿದೆ. ದೇಶಾದ್ಯಂತ ರೈತರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಕಾಳಜಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಮೋದಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ರೈತ ಹೋರಾಟವನ್ನು ನಿಭಾಯಿಸಿದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಪಕ ಅಸಮಾಧಾನ ವ್ಯಕ್ತವಾಗುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಎನ್ಡಿಎ ಮಿತ್ರ ಪಕ್ಷಗಳು ಬಿಜೆಪಿಯನ್ನು ಎಚ್ಚರಿಸಿವೆ. ಈ ನಡುವೆ ಇಂದು ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಹಾಗೂ ರೈತರ ನಡುವೆ ಮಾತುಕತೆ ನಡೆಯುವ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತನಾಡಲು ಹಿರಿಯ ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರ್ತಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಈ ರೈತ ಹೋರಾಟದ ನೇತೃತ್ವ ವಹಿಸಿರುವವರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬರಾದ ಮೇಧಾ ಪಟ್ಕರ್ ಮೇಡಮ್ ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಗುಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್ ಮೇಡಮ್. ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು ವಾರ್ತಾ ಭಾರತಿ. We are happy to have you with us today. What are the demands of farmers organization?
The demands are very clear. The common program that is devised is repeal of the 3 anti-farmer acts which are imposed through undemocratic, unconstitutional process, neglecting or bypassing the state governments who have the right to formulate their own laws in the agriculture sector as per the constitutional schedule, and also the Bijli, the electricity amendment bill of 2020, which would add to the expenses in agriculture and make it a further losing occupation or vocation.
How do you respond to the PM statement that the MSP regime is going to stay and the farmers are misled by the opposition?
He has been saying this since the pre-electoral campaign. Now the MSP, the minimum support price, the farmers are not getting in spite of the promises and slogans. Why? Because it has no legal framework. If he was sure that the MSP has to stay, then he could have included it in one of the 3 acts, especially the APMC Act, as Chhattisgarh has done it, as Rajasthan has done it, as Punjab has done it. And the MSP is, why is it only minimum? It has to be optimum. While the industrial products get the maximum price, the agricultural produce is offered only minimum price, and that also not for all the produce, including the hilly millets, milk, everything that comes from natural resources with human power is something that needs to be protected with the support price. But when the support price is declared, we know that the maize was sold in Madhya Pradesh at the rate of 700 to 800 rupees per quintal. And cotton, for example, has the minimum support price declared up to 5,850. But even the Cotton Corporation of India, the agency of the central government, comes to our region in Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh and try and get maximum cotton auctioned by the mill owners, the gin mills owners. Why so? They are hands in gloves with the private traders. And this is what we question. And this happens because there is no penalty clause with a law in which the MSP want that to happen. Then only we can believe. Otherwise, it is a fake assurance, promise, or just a slogan by the Prime Minister.
This is one of the historical mobilization and movements in independent India. But the government, that is BJP Parivar, are masters in divide and rule. Have they tried it so far, or what precautions are you taking against them?
They have been trying it, but I don't think we will get divided. We can't afford to. And the Punjab organizations are obviously at the leading front with the maximum mass mobilization. The AIKSCC came into being first, and we have been struggling for last more than 2 years. And it is through the organizations from Punjab that were part of AIKSCC that the Punjab Union has formed. We welcome that unity. In every state, there is a unity of this kind, not only Punjab. But they came on the rail and they stopped the Reliance malls and petrol pumps and threw away the Jio SIM, so that direct action has become more effective. And the central government knows that they are a part of the alliances, including AIKCC. But they have deliberately invited only 32 from AIKCC, from the Punjab Union. But they put a condition that there will be representatives from all India alliances. And that includes now the Hanan Maulaji of AIKCC, Shiv Kumar Yadavji of Rashtriya Kisan Mahasangha, and Gurnam Singh Ji from Haryana. From today onwards, there will be increasing number of agitators in every state, even in districts, and we will proceed further to strengthen the national movement in support of the Punjab and in support of each other rather, because whatever comes out of the first round of talks, we don't think that this would be the end of the battle.
At the same time, they are saying that this farmers' protest has been inspired by Khalistan movement and jihadi elements. So how do you respond to that?
This is as false as the allegation of involving in Bhima Koregaon agitation and violence that is made against persons like Father Stan Sami and Baba Saheb's successor Anand Teltumde, or human rights activists like Sudha Bharadwaj or Gautam Navlakha. This kind of allegations are only to insult and underestimate the contribution of the real farming population and to defame the movement. But that doesn't last long. If a Sikh says something against the establishment, he is Khalistani. If a Muslim says something for their own rights, he or she is Pakistani. And if the social activists, fight for justice, then he or she is a Maoist. So it is the same line of action which the present central government is taking to really defame the movement and divide the movement and the society at large. But more and more of support is coming forward from even the NDA's partners like Beniwal or the officials, the laborers organizations and other human rights, civil liberties organizations, the women's organizations, Dalit organizations, Adivasi organizations, and so on.
One last question, madam. How do you think the media and the civil society responding to this historical moment?
That's what I was saying. There is the civil society has a number of progressive thinkers and activists in various sectors who are all for this farmers' movements.
Yeah.
And the direct open support from all of them is already in the public domain. But all of them cannot reach Delhi today. So in the states wherever the actions have taken place and will take place, the former judges like Justice Gowda himself from your state, as well as the former bureaucrats and also the various artists have come forward to support the movement in their own way. I think this will increase as the Narmada movement got the support from across the country and beyond that from the international organizations who share with us a common world vision.
One last question. What if the government does not agree to scrap these acts?
The movement will go on and the farmers will fight the battles, and that many battles, even though they will be decentralized, evolve a war, but this will be non-violent, a satyagraha, and nothing beyond that. So if the government is violent, we will still respond to it with non-violence. That's our determination. Not just one organization, but all organizations who are in the movement. The farmers who have come out of their farms and their hearts are determined, and they are already ready with the grains and the eatables which would last through their langars for months together.
Yeah.
So the governments cannot underestimate their commitment, determination, and readiness, and also should not underestimate the all India level support and the all India level movement. All of whom are not here. When we were on our way with the 9 organizations representatives from Karnataka, who started from the state on the 22nd of November with Kavita Srinivasan, Swami Yashwantaji and others, we knew that we might be stopped at some place. But Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh organizations joined the caravan and we reached up to Rajasthan, and none of the 4 states stopped us. But the UP government showed its black face, which is anti-farmer. And they stopped us on the border and we had to stay there for 2 days and 2 nights. But they had to open the border. So sooner or later, the mass movements really make the government vote down before them. When they brought in ordinances through Modi government to weaken the Land Acquisition Act of 2013, which came as a result of the people's struggle, we had to be on the streets, on the Parliament street in lakhs, not once but many times. We got the support of many political parties. Similarly, and then they had to withdraw the ordinances. Similarly, here, although the acts are passed, it was a real debate in the Parliament. It was without consultation with the state governments, who have the right, duty and responsibility as per the schedule, which lists down the entries for state governments in the constitution. And it was without any consultation or dialogue with the farmers' movements as well. So this is something that they have imposed, taking full advantage of the lockdown, as are the other decisions. All are for ease of doing business and for corporatization in the various sectors, including education and health, which is already affected, and now the agriculture. So this cannot be tolerated. The movement will have to go on. Otherwise, every single farmer, a Dalit farmer, Adivasi farmer, a woman farmer, cannot fight these corporates who would come in for contract farming, for holding of the essential commodities, including grains, pulses, oil, and onion or potatoes. It cannot really accept the private marketing around the present marketing agricultural produce committees, which are elected somewhat democratically. And there would be more corruption outside the present marketing committees. And that corruption will be of different kind. It will be profit over people. That would be the goal of the private marketeers. And they will finish off these committees, and they will have their own manmani baat, the whimsical way through which they will manipulate market and cheat the agricultural produce growers.
Thank you very much for sharing your views with our viewers, and we wish you all the success in your protest, in your fight. All the
Thanks a
best.
lot.
Thank you, madam.
Be with us. Be with us.